Milling Through History presents How the Grinch Stole Christmas TV special. Following the success of A Charlie Brown Christmas, CBS was interested in creating another successful Christmas special. Now, wanting to work on a program like that of Charlie Brown, Chuck Jones, most notably famous for all of his work dealing with Looney Tunes, was able to convince Ted Geisel, who was better known as Dr. Seuss, to get the Grinch to become that new Christmas special. Now, to be fair, Dr. Seuss was not exactly very keen on the prospect of turning one of his children's books into a TV special. He had already seen some development for other works of his to be converted into an animated feature and was not very impressed with it. But because CBS was so confident in their having back-to-back Christmas specials, they were willing to greenlight the project of a Dr. Seuss-style Christmas story with a budget of $315,000. Now, one of the things, though, that made trying to make How the Grinch Stole Christmas into a Christmas special is the fact that the Grinch story itself has absolutely no standard Christmas themes attached to it whatsoever. In fact, the only thing that makes it Christmas is because it is set during Christmas time. And so what was decided upon was that this particular special would actually be done completely in a way that Dr. Seuss's books would be written. Everything would have been done so that basically you are watching a Dr. Seuss book. And this particular idea was what appeals to Dr. Seuss, is that now his vision could actually be done correctly. Now, at the same time, one of the ideas of trying to create a comic relief character in the story was that of Max the dog, the Grinch's pet, whom he mistreats, and yet the dog is always very loving towards him. And so the idea behind Max was that he would be the comic relief like Porky Pig was to Daffy Duck and all of their Duck Dodgers adventures and other Looney Tune adventures. Now, when it came to the idea of casting How the Grinch Stole Christmas, this became rather tricky, namely because there weren't that many actors to be involved in the program, but certainly whoever would become involved needed to be able to capture the tone and the voice successfully. To play the role of the Grinch, it was Boris Karloff who was tapped for this particular assignment. Karloff, of course, is best known for his roles as Frankenstein in The Mummy, but with his deep voice, it would certainly resonate that sinisterness that would be found in the Grinch. Playing the role of Max would be Dallas McKennon. Now, for him, he is a rather famous voice actor, having been notably seen as the Professor in Lady and the Tramp, Maleficent's Raven in Sleeping Beauty, one of the Penguins in Mary Poppins, but most notably, he was Gumby. Playing the role of Cindy Lou Who would be June Foray, who was best known at the time as being Betty Rubble in the Flintstones, but she would also play a number of other roles in animation history, including that of Granny from Looney Tunes, Jokey Smurf from the Smurfs, Mrs. Featherby and DuckTales, and Madame Argentina in the Powerpuff Girls. But, of course, whenever we think of the Grinch Stole Christmas, there is the singing voice. That particular voice was not Boris Karloff. In fact, it was somebody completely different. The person in question was Thurl Ravenscroft, who is best known for being the singer in films such as Dumbo, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, and Snoopy Come Home. He was also famed for being the voice of Tony the Tiger. Now, when it came to having the cast in place, then came the process of trying to extend out a Dr. Seuss book into a 30-minute special. And so the entire text of the book was used to create a few additional extended scenes. This way, they could try to stretch everything out to fit that 30-minute block. When it came time for the airing of the show, it was originally broadcasted on December 18th, 1966. And CBS would continue to broadcast the special every year until 1988, when Ted Turner would begin to air the special on his networks after having acquired the rights to it. In 2015, NBC obtained the rights to the special and broadcast it twice a year. However, how is it that this special would be received by the viewing audience? Well, in the nearly 60 years that it has been on the air, it has remained exceedingly popular. In fact, many families find it to be part of their Christmas tradition. You cannot show anything related around Christmas unless you see How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Rotten Tomatoes has given the special a 100% rating, and TV Guide even named it #1 in the top 10 best Christmas specials ever made. The popularity of the Grinch special was so much that it would even be converted into 2 different films with varying degrees of success. And so, when we look at How the Grinch Stole Christmas, it has certainly become an integral part of the season, and one for which, along with the Charlie Brown Christmas special, makes a fun-filled family night for entertainment during the Christmas season.
For more information, please consider these suggested titles. Be sure to click on the left-hand side of the screen to subscribe to our show, and on the right-hand side for our latest episode. And we will see you again for the next episode of Milling Through History.